Radiant, resplendent, dazzling, alluring. That's what she was. When she paraded up to them school gates, I couldn't help but notice her. Kelly Hampson's mum. Black leather skirt, low-cut red top and killer red heels. Beautiful long black hair. And let me tell you, that hair was big, because this was 1986. This queen wore a magnificent, back-combed, hair-sprayed crown. And all this whilst hanging onto two Rottweilers. A stiletto-clad grand high witch rising up from the depths of Hades. Well, Bolton. Kelly Hampson's mum. I never knew her name. Kelly was a kid in my class, not short on talent. She was the first place winner of the great spit bubble blowing contest of 1985. A highly coveted prize. I came fifth. Everybody else had a dad, some more so than others. Every other one of the schoolgate mums had a man, some more so than others. Kelly Hampson didn't have a dad, and Kelly Hampson's mum didn't have a man. Well, not that we ever saw, and we knew not to ask. It was just Kelly and her mum, Kelly Hampson's mum. Every day, Kelly Hampson's mum stiletto strutted up to the school gates, double flesh-devouring dogs at her feet. Kelly shuffling along behind, working on another killer spit bubble. Kelly Hampson's mum looking unashamedly hot. The other mums nudging their mate. State of her. Then nudging their man. Don't you be looking at her. But Kelly Hampson's mum did not care. She owned that shit. Head held high, sashaying past, brushing off the disapproving looks of a humdrum mum. She, to me, was beautiful. Later on, Kelly Hampson and Kelly Hampson's mum moved away and I never saw him again. But I always remembered that kick-ass queen. Fast forward 35 years to the shit show that was 2020. A Blackpool badass young woman called Chloe sadly died after a long battle with cancer. Unable to attend a funeral because of the limiting numbers, I and many others stood outside a house waiting to see her off in the hearse. Walking through Blackpool afterwards, I passed a shoe shop. In the window shone a beautiful pair of red stilettos. Mask adorned, I went in and I bought them. I sat on a bench on the seafront and I put them babies on my feet. I stood up and I started to walk my ass along Blackpool Prom. And then I started to strut. A smile on my face and a tear in my eye. I thought about Chloe and all the queens around her. And I thought about all the other women and girls that hold a little piece of my heart. From the kid who choreographed our school ground dance to Mel and Kim's respectable take, to my mum, to the nurse who just when I needed it whispered, there'll be happier times. And Kelly Hampson's mum, she flowed through me. I channeled her from my feet in them red stilettos up to me windswept hair swish. Throwing off my mask into the North Shore wind, I could breathe. Those heels lifted. I was walking on air. for 5 minutes till I went arse over tit and face planted the floor, and then a seagull shit on my head. But then I pulled my arse back up and I dusted myself off. Then I blew a massive spit bubble. We all have a Kelly Hampson'S mum. Somebody that you looked up to as a kid, the older girl that you wanted to be, or someone that gave you kindness, never forgotten, or someone that stuck up for you. So I want to say thank you to all those people. Most of us aren't going to change the world. We're all just living our everyday lives, and in these times we're all just trying to keep our heads above water. But what I'm saying to you lot, yeah you, is that even though you don't know it, you are someone's Kelly Hampson'S mum. For some way that you once looked, a kind thing you once said, for being uber cool in someone's eyes. After 35 years, I too find myself a single mum. And in the year where everything was shit, for 5 minutes, I was Kelly Hampson'S mum. Kelly Hampson'S mum.
Take, 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 take.